The race to Infinity War continues as we wrap up Phase 1 of the MCU with the Avengers. This movie was unprecedented at the time, and nothing quite like it had ever been done before. Marvel had effectively woven the stories of multiple characters across films, all leading to this role, and it was amazing to see him be a part of. Joss Whedon was chosen as director and is challenged with balancing quite the cast. Loki is brought to Earth by the Space Stone and plans to unleash an army of alien warriors on Earth, causing Nick Fury to scramble to assemble a team capable of combating a threat of this magnitude. With so many personalities being forced together on such short notice, of course there are some clashes and confrontations, but they managed to pull together when it matters to stop Loki's invasion. Like I said, nothing like this had been done before, so this could have easily been a disaster, but Marvel managed to pull it off and double that momentum heading into Phase 2. Hands down, the character best represented here is Iron Man. He has the most development as he's the most reluctant to play along with the others and is extremely distrustful of S.H.I.E.L.D. But by the end, he's the first to respond to the invasion in an amazing display, and the one who risked it all ultimately to save the day. Robert Downey Jr. is so incredible in this role, it's ridiculous, and he gets better every film. We get to see Thor for the first time since his film, and he still has hope of saving his brother, but Loki is fighting desperately to make himself irredeemable, and Chris Hemsworth does an excellent job displaying how Thor is struggling to look for a peaceful resolution that doesn't end in Loki's death. Hawkeye and Black Widow both get their biggest roles so far here, and they both were great. They set up their history together and established that they have a deep bond and friendship that plays out in the future films. Black Widow is a very layered character here, and her interactions with Bruce were by far some of my favorite scenes in the movie. Speaking of, Mark Ruffalo instantly shows that he was meant to play this role. He brings so many of Bruce Banner's mannerisms and traits from the comics while also having this playful demeanor to him, as if he has a secret he's dying to share, and I thought he was great in all of the scenes he was in. This is also the most we get to see of Nick Fury, and Samuel L. Jackson doesn't even have to try here. Everything you need for a Nick Fury he has in spades and easily holds his own on screen amongst gods and heroes. Once the invasion begins, you get everything you paid to see here and then some. Joss Whedon does a masterful job of balancing the action and characters, and everyone gets a moment to shine and show why they belong on the Avengers. You may have noticed I didn't have much to say about Captain America, and the reason for that is I didn't like his portrayal here. His suit design was terrible in my opinion, and while he was great in the final battle, overall I felt a lot of the things I didn't like about First Avenger were brought here with him. Tom Hiddleston as Loki was amazing here, and he continued to solidify himself as the MCU's best villain here. But his plan was so convoluted and ridiculous, and I get that he's in over his head with this full force assault strategy, but a lot of things seem to be suggested along the way that don't really pan out. Like they plan for him to control the Hulk, but he doesn't really do that, so all that setup seemed pointless and misguided. My last complaint with the film is the attack on the helicarrier scene. So many unnecessary scenes I lingered on, like Iron Man and Cap fixing the rotors, and the bickering scenes just seem to drag on and on. They make up for this in the end, and it doesn't ruin the film, but you do kind of feel the runtime once you get to this part of the film. In the end, the Avengers accomplishes nearly everything it sets out to do and is very entertaining throughout. It also gives us our first glimpse of Thanos, which admittedly I couldn't tell who the hell he was at the time. I'm going to give the Avengers an 8 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it is great and you should check it out if you haven't. We kick off Phase 2 with Iron Man 3 as the race to Infinity War goes on. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.